So, positives for season 1. Positive number 1, we won a domestic treble. Yay! Positive number 2, we won it very confidently. We dominated the league. We did very, very well in the DFB Pokal and in the Super Cup. We won that as well. We had an unbeaten record against Bayern Munich in the season. Also good. Negatives. Didn't make the Champions League final. Didn't end up with an unbeaten season. I think that sounds like season 2 o'clock to me. Hello there and welcome to Season 2, Episode 1 of Let's Go Dortmund. I'm Stubo, thank you very much for joining me in this video, which is going to be a bit of a wrap-up of Season 1. Obviously, we've done very, very well, and it's also going to be the first episode of Season 2. We're going to be going through the transfer window. We're going to try and get through to the first game of the league season and be ready to go for Episode 2. If you do like the video, if you have enjoyed the series so far, please do leave a like on the video. Please consider subscribing to the channel as well for more Football Manager goodness. FM22 is right around the corner, so you definitely want to be subscribed to see more content from me on that. Still thinking about what save to do on here. Also, what save to do on Twitch. If you want to catch me on Twitch, it's twitch.tv/StuboFM. I'm still thinking of those saves, but I've got a few ideas in mind. So, as soon as I know, you'll know. Anyway, let's move on. We've got the season review to do. Let's crack on with that. That sounds like a great plan to me. End of season review. I mean, we did very, very well. Let's be completely honest with you. Signing of the season has been given to Luis Felipe. I would agree with that completely. We signed him. He was injured to begin with, but then once he started playing, he started looking very good indeed. He is a decent defender. We need to have a chat with him now because some of his stuff isn't going very well. But we've got him, we've got Hummels, we've got Sula, and then we've got one of Akanji or Axel Zagadou. We've got one of those. We've got 4 of those 5 next season. I think that's a really good centre-back grouping, I personally think. So I'm really happy with that. We also signed Memphis Depay. Depay did very, very well for us. Very happy with him. Could have done a little bit better at times, but honestly, for 35 million, he did a great job. We also did sign Daniel Maldini. We won't talk about him. And we did also sign Francisco Trincao from Barcelona. Won't talk about him because he barely played. Not many signings this season. Obviously, next season is different. I've already made signings. I think I've already gone over them once with you guys, but I'll go over them with you again. I can't speak. I'm so excited. In terms of sales, we let Mateo Murray go. Some reason Manchester United wanted him when he didn't look very good. Thomas Delaney, I feel like it's a bit of a controversial one, but we raised some funds with him. He did okay for Manchester United, but he didn't do very well, did he? Paslak we let go as well. Just wasn't going to do anything for us. Same with Schmaltz. So we let these guys go onto pastures new. I think it was the right thing to do. I've got no regrets. They were the main sales. Other ones are just young players, I think. And yeah, I mean, I think we trimmed the squad adequately. I think we can do a bit more this season to trim it. Again, I'll go over that stuff when we get out of the season review. In terms of results, board wanted us to qualify for the Champions League. We won the league. Yay! That was fantastic. I didn't expect us to do that in Season 1. Certainly not with over 20 points worth of gap between us and Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich, by the way, at one point were not even second. They were 3rd and 4th. Wolfsburg and Frankfurt were fighting them all away. In the end, Bayern Munich's quality has soared through. We were so close to having an unbeaten season as well. You look at the results here, the only loss we had was the 3rd to last game of the season. RB Leipzig beating us 2-1. 2 really sloppy set-piece goals we conceded, which normally we're really good at. And it was back-to-back highlights as well, which made it seem even worse. But let's be completely honest, it would have been ridiculous to have an unbeaten season in our first go at it without heavily investing in the squad. That is an incredible season. If we can do that again next season, even with the players we brought in, I think we'll be lucky. But we did very, very well. The competition top goal scorer, Erling Haaland, with 36 goals. He scored more goals than there are games in the league. The man is a god. The man is an absolute god. To think I was questioning him earlier in the year as well. Madness. So as for the Champions League, board wanted us to get to the quarter-final. We got to the semi-final. We overachieved as far as they're concerned. I would have liked us to have done a bit better. I'd have liked us to get to the final. I'd have liked us to put a bit more fight into the Paris Saint-Germain games, but it is what it is. That's the aim for next season, so we'll do what we can with that. Competition top goal scorer, Erling Haaland with 7 goals. I imagine that's just our top goal scorer for the competition and not the overall one, but we'll get to that. Pokal. Board wants us to get to the final. We did, and we won the thing. We beat Hoffenheim in the final after beating Bayern Munich on penalties in a very dramatic semi-final. And we also, the board didn't care about this one. We won it anyway, beating Bayern Munich. I do believe we've got a 100% record against Bayern Munich this season. Yes, we do, because we beat them later on in the season as well. 100% record against Bayern Munich. That, I think, is worth a mention as well. That's pretty special that we've managed that. So, results-wise, all good. In terms of moments to remember, I mean, that was a pretty good Champions League game. I don't know, was it our biggest win? It must have been, according to that. Erling Haaland, Bellingham, Royce, Meunier, Brandt. That is around the period where we were firing on all cylinders. We were looking incredible in this period. A game from a similar period as well. 5-0 against Freiburg. Why this is a match to remember, I don't know. I would say there's a couple of others. We're going to get to the one in a second that I would say is a match to remember. But we did do very well in that one. This game was incredible that the goal of the season came in. We were 1-0 up. They equalised after we had a man sent off. We pushed on. We kept going. We actually were on top at different points in extra time. And then we win on penalties. I do want to show you this goal, though, because I did say I was going to do a separate video talking about awards and stuff like that. I'm going to keep that for FM22, I think. Just I'm going to try and have a few more ideas with it. But let's just be completely clear. This is the goal of the season. Bellingham wins the tackle. Witsel gets to Haaland. Haaland runs from the halfway line, rounds one defender, ignores another one, and just lofts it over the goalkeeper. Just like he doesn't care. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. Erling Haaland, what a player he is. What a player. We are lucky to have him. So, going to the finances. Obviously, this is all new stuff this season, so none of this really matters. But we have got some decent money in the club. Shirt sales are pretty good. Haaland is the top shirt seller, as you would expect. But Royce, Brandt, Memphis and Sancho also doing very well in that. Nothing we really need to concern ourselves with on this screen. Team of the year. Okay, I can get behind that. Berkey, Meunier, Hummels, Philippe and Guerrero. No problem with that back five. That seems appropriate to me. Bellingham and Emre Can. Axel Witsel will probably feel a bit hard done by, but to be honest with you, Can and Bellingham outperformed him. Maybe not necessarily as a pairing, but individually they both had better games than him. So, I mean, that's not going to be our central midfield partnership next season, but we will have both of these guys next season. Axel Witsel, possibly not so much. Torgan Hazard, Giovanni Reina and Julian Brandt as the attacking midfield three. This is a weird one because it was pretty interchangeable, that attacking midfield three. We had Hazard, we had Reina, we had Brandt, we had Sancho, we had Royce, we had Memphis Depay. All of those guys played there throughout the season and mostly were interchangeable. I would have said maybe Sancho or Royce could feel hard done by, but Sancho had really bad periods of not being in form, and Royce has been injured and unfit for quite a lot of the season. And Memphis Depay had some highs and had some lows. That's probably on balance the right three. Giovanni Reina can probably count himself lucky to be there now. He's a fantastic player and he has been good for us, but maybe he can count himself a little bit lucky. But did very well. And then we don't even need to talk about striker. It's Erling Haaland. Of course he's there. Accolades. I won nothing. Feel a little bit hard done by with that. Fans player of the season and young player of the season. No surprise there. It's Erling Haaland for both. Signing was Luis Felipe. Goal of the season, as we've already discovered, was Erling Haaland. Top goal scorer with 55 goals was Erling Haaland. Absolute madness. Rafael Guerrero with 17 assists from left back as well. He was our primary set piece taker, so put that into context. But still, he did a very good job with them. Erling Haaland with most player of the matches and highest average rating. And Axel Witsel as the playmaker with the most passes completed per 90 minutes. You'd probably expect that. In terms of competition awards, what do you say more about Erling Haaland? It's his first season and he's already doing this. FIFA Best Men's Player, Erling Haaland. FIFA Pro Player of the Year, Erling Haaland. European Golden Boy, Erling Haaland. German Footballer of the Year, Erling Haaland. German Under-17 Player of the Year, Yusufa Moukoko. Moukoko was really good, actually. He came into the team a couple of times, scored a couple of goals, did a good job. Can't ask for more than that. Record breakers, we don't really need to worry too much about because these are all records that have been set this season, so we won't dwell on that too much. I just realised I've got 38 caps for England and 7 goals. I've never noticed that's there before. That's excellent. I'm an England international. Who knew? History in the making. Yeah, I mean, 3 trophies. It's a domestic treble. We've got to be happy with that. Obviously, we want to do better in the Champions League this season, so that is going to be the aim. Speaking of aims, for this episode, the target is we are going to be mainly trying to offload a few players and generate enough funds to buy at least 1 more player, if not 2 more players. The one player we desperately, definitely need is a new goalkeeper. Berkey had moments of brilliance and moments of utter maddening inconsistency. So I do want to try and bring a new goalkeeper in. If possible, I also would like to bring in another winger. Ideally a right-sided winger because I think I mean, I don't know. Maybe not a right-sided winger, maybe a left-sided one. I want to bring someone in to spruce up the attack a little bit. I want to bring someone in who's not necessarily a superstar, but is a decent player. So that's the aim for this episode. We're going to go through the transfer window. We're going to probably try and get through to the first game of the season. We're not going to play the first game of the season. That's for episode 2. We're going to try and get there, and hopefully we can get there with a squad that could win the Champions League. That's the aim. I need to go through some of this stuff. So we need to give them a team meeting. We need to do the expectations for next season. Team report is fine. We need to do a training camp as well. No offers for Witsel. We've got offers for Schultz as well. Oh, transfers. That was what I was going to show you. So, again, pardon me. I think we've already shown you these, but these are the transfers we've already got confirmed. So we've got Sula, Gossens and Pereira. So that's a new centre-back, backup left-back and starting right-back. I think they will help the team massively, adding to what we've already got. In midfield, we've got Ismail Benica and Lorenzo Pellegrini. Benica will be the playmaker, and Pellegrini is going to be either a Mazzala or an attacking midfielder. One of the two. He's going to be in one of those positions. But I think they drastically improve the team, in my opinion. We spent a lot of money on them. We had £111 million originally. We've definitely not got that anymore. So we have got money going out of the club. That wage budget is not going to be that high when these guys arrive because we've got these guys coming in and not a lot of people going out yet. On the subject of people going out, Hitz is on his way out to Real Madrid. Deal's already arranged. Contracts being negotiated. That's fine. We've got a bunch of young players going as well. We've got offers for Schultz. We're going to try and get as much money as possible. 8.5 million is the amount I'm looking for. If we can get a bit more than that, I'll be even happier, to be honest with you. And Axel Witsel, we're trying to move on as well. Again, all of the others are either young players or from Dortmund too, so we don't need to worry about those. I'm also looking at some of the players who are out on loan. Marius Wolf, I'm looking at possibly moving on. There was one player who's not on this list, so I'm assuming he won't be coming back. It was Maximilian Philippe, the left back. I'm assuming, looking at this, that he's got a pre-contract arrangement, because I know he was on loan from the club on the pre-season report. It said he left on loan on the end of season review. It said he was on loan to another club. Obviously, that loan deal is permanent. But we will look to move quite a few of these guys on. Sergio Gomez will hang on to, but I think everyone else who's on loan is fair game to be let go and fair game to be sold. Try and generate some money with them, and then hopefully that'll bring us enough money to make some new transfers. So I'm going to do a few bits here first. In fact, while we're here, let's have a quick look at the options for... Wow, we've got a few options, haven't we? So Austria, Italy, Switzerland, India, China. We're going to go to Italy. Why not? We're going to go to Italy. Let's do that. We'll do the end of season team meeting as well while I'm still with you guys. So let's say, what does the board? Let's sort this out first. Club vision and expectations. Let's do this one first. So the board wants us to qualify for the Champions League and reach the quarterfinal. So they want us to do that minimum. I think we just accept, don't we? We just accept. I think we just accept. Yeah, we'll do that. That's okay. So end of season team meeting. So board wants us to do Champions League. I think we say Champions League again. Yeah, that works perfectly. Champions League, latter stages of the Champions League, I think is the one we want to say. Yeah, perfect. Pump the fists. And we'll say about promises when they get back. Jadon Sancho's a bit upset. I'm upset with you, Jadon, but you know, we can't always have everything. But everyone else is typically happy other than Jadon Sancho, so that's absolutely fine by me. That'll do. Right. I'm going to go through and try and do a few transfers and get us through the rest of the season. Sorry, rest of the pre-season. I don't want to get through the rest of the season just yet. But I'll be back with you when we have something to talk about, basically. So stick with me. I'll be back soon. So nothing's happened really on the transfer front other than Marvin Hitz has left. So we now do definitely need another goalkeeper. But I just thought I'd bring your attention to this. German Players Player of the Year, Erling Haaland. Who is surprised about that? Not this guy. It's just been incredible. Haaland was also the top goal scorer. Again, 36 goals in 30 appearances. The nearest was 23 goals from Lewandowski and 21 from Andre Silva. Got 9 assists as well, Haaland. So, that's, what, 45 goal contributions in 30 games. The man is a freak. And we didn't win an award all season, but we have now. Manager of the Year. Thank you. I think I deserve that, personally, because we were incredible. Yeah, general manager's very happy. Happy days. Team of the year. That looks familiar, doesn't it? Berkey, Guerrero, Hummels and Meunier, Sancho and Haaland. Surprised to see Sancho and Meunier there. Meunier just because I would have assumed there'd be a better right back in the league. Sancho because he wasn't even in our team of the year. So that does surprise me. Other players in there was Pavard from Munich, Goretzka and Tolisso in the middle, and Lewandowski, oddly, as an attacking midfielder. That's a bit of a weird one. That's the same email. Why have I got the same email there? Did they amend it? No. Hang on, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Who's the other one? Oh, hang on. That's the wrong thing. Yeah! Oh, it's Players Team of the Year, and then that's the Team of the Year. So, this is the official Team of the Year, and then the Players Team of the Year had Julian Brand in it. Okay, cool, that's fine. Right, I was going to say, that didn't look right to me. And Hazard actually made it into the European Champions Cup Dream Team. I'll take that, absolutely. Memphis Depay also not very happy because we told him we'd play him as a striker. We didn't play him as a striker. We played him mostly as an inside forward. So we do need to try and cheer him up a little bit. Say that one, because that is true. Royce's injury probably did affect it a little bit. Okay, I don't really want to lose him, but if he wants to go, I'm not going to stand in his way. To be fair, do we need Memphis Depay anymore? Because Mokoko's developed to the point where we could use him on a semi-regular basis. Torgan Hazard can play as a striker. I was like, do you know what? Fine. That's absolutely fine. Memphis Depay, we can get some money for him. That'll do. That'll do plenty. He's worth 48 million. We didn't pay that for him. That is going to be what people need to pay for him. United, Tottenham and Arsenal all interested. You're going to have to pay top dollar for him, lads. You're going to have to pay top dollar. Just another quick one, just to confirm that Erling Haaland has won yet another award. Best player in Europe. What a player. And we have our second major outgoing of the pre-season transfer window weird bit that we're currently in. It's Dan Axel Zagadou. I haven't confirmed it yet, but he is going to Arsenal. We've got a fourth centre-back coming in. He's an upgrade on the ones that we had backup, so it doesn't make sense to keep both Zagadou and Akanji. And I prefer Akanji. He's not as tall, but he's quicker. He's got better stats. He's actually better in the air as well. And he's been better for me when I've used him. So Zagadou, thank you for your service, my friends. But goodbye. We'll have that 12.75 million going to the transfer kitty. Just to give us a bit more money to raise for a goalkeeper. So 2 down. Him and hits. Hopefully a few more to go. And just like that, we have another sale. Memphis Depay is leaving after throwing a bit of a wobbly because we weren't using him as a striker, even though he was getting game time as an inside forward. But he has left the club. £51 million is the fee. We're going to get £32.5 million of that. I'd like a bit more of that, but it's not the end of the world. We will be getting, obviously, his wage money back. That means that if we accelerate one more day... Accelerate, I don't know why I said the word accelerate then. You can see that our transfer budget is now quite healthy. 53 million. We've got a decent wage budget as well. We've got about £400,000 in wage budget that's actually usable when we've got all of the new players come in. So we're getting to the point where we can start looking at goalkeeper and winger. Priority is a goalkeeper, but we do want a decent winger as well. So, see what I can rustle up. And just like that, we have our goalkeeper situation sorted. Unai Simon has come in from Athletic Bilbao. We've paid 53 million... No, 53 million was our transfer budget. We paid 38.5 million for him up front. The fee is 80 million altogether. They wanted a lot more than that for him. They wanted 80-something million up front originally and something like 40 million in instalments. We've kind of reversed it a little bit. So we've got 38.5 million up front and the rest of that 80 million is going to be in instalments. It's a lot of money for him, but he is a good goalkeeper. He will do a good job for us. He's a very similar goalkeeper to Berkey, but that eccentricity is very low, and I like the eccentricity being quite low. He plays as a support sweeper keeper instead of an attacking sweeper keeper. Hopefully he can do defence sweeper keeper, because that's what I prefer. He's got good aerial reach, good jumping ability. To me, he looks like the kind of goalkeeper I like to use, so fingers crossed he'll be able to do a good job for us. Okay, we may have encountered a bit of a problem with our success for last season, that being that clubs are starting to come in for some of our players. Luis Felipe has been courted by Manchester United and he wants to go. I am going to reject the offer, even though it is a pretty good one, actually. We are going to reject it just to see whether we can try and hang on to him. I would like to not let him go, but we know he's going to kick off to me rejecting that, so hopefully we can try and find a way. This was a sneaky way to try and keep Lucas Pijek. It's obviously not worked. Obviously, he wants to go. We don't want him to go. We'll see if Hummels can resolve it. Hopefully, he can. He's been his central defensive partner for the season. Oh, he's done it! Ah, Mats! What a guy! What an absolute guy. My man. He did it. Okay. Disregard completely. Okay, so we have hit the 1st of July and all of the transfers that we'd made, both in and out, have gone through. So, as you can see, we're going to have a bunch of young players who have gone out already. Hits has gone officially to Real Madrid. Fans not too happy, but to be honest with you, it wasn't very good for us. We've got another player who's a first teamer. Where was he? We'll look at this one in a minute because that's players we've brought in. Stefan Tigges, we're never really going to use him. Bayern Leverkusen have signed Nico Schultz. And Eric Garcia, interesting. So Nico Schultz finally left the club for a decent amount of money. None of those are any of our first teamers. That's the main bulk of the ones who went. We, however, have confirmed 6 new signings. So, you've seen all of these before. I'm going to run through them very quickly. Lorenzo Pellegrini, Robin Gosens, Ismail Benacer, Nicolas Sula, Unai Simon, and Ricardo Pereira, all in. A bunch of them are first teamers. Some of them are going to be on the bench as well, but they're going to give us a great amount of squad depth. Hopefully, they will be able to help push us onto a Champions League challenge. None of them are world class, but some of them have the ability to be world class. So we are going to put them all on intensive German courses, and we're going to get them welcomed in. So the only thing that is left for me to do... Oh, by the way, Mats Hummels is now captain. I swapped him and Royce around. Royce wasn't very happy about it, but Royce is now our vice captain. Hummels is now our captain. I've done that mainly because Hummels, touch wood, if there's no injuries, will play more than Royce will, because Royce is on the decline a lot more than Hummels is. So that just made sense to me. Also, when we were negotiating a contract with Mats Hummels, he said, can I be captain if I sign this deal? So we just went with it, basically. Yeah, the only thing we're really looking for now is a winger who would be good. As you can see, we have spent a decent amount of money on different things. It's mainly the Unai Simon deal. But then also Lorenzo Pellegrini's transfer is a record transfer fee for an Italian player. Got one for German player as well. We're setting all of the records. Yeah, some form of winger would be fantastic, I think. But other than that, we've got a lot of the business done. These are a couple of players who I've been looking to move on. Yeah, sure. And 650k? No, it needs to be more than that. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. Perfect. Yeah, that's really the only thing we're left to do. The squad's good, I think. So I need to have a bit of tactical tinkering, have a look at the squad, get them into a fully formed 11, and then I'll come back and show you that, and then we'll try and get through these friendlies as quickly as possible. So there is the 11 with the new signings in. Obviously, Gustons I don't think will be a starter. I do believe that we will end up with Guerrero as the starting left-back still this season. But I think that looks much better. Benacer at the holding midfield slot. I'm really excited to use him. I haven't got a chance to use him properly in his prime this year. So I'm very excited to have him on the side. Sula, we've signed him to start, but there could be a chance that Philippe starts instead. The reason I think that is because Philippe is a little bit quicker. I just trust him a little bit more. In terms of having pace, but Sula's a solid defender. I trust him to do a job for us as well. Lorenzo Pellegrini, I think we'll have to train him a little bit in that Mazzala position, but then if we go to our more normal attacking midfield position and we go that way around, and maybe we change Pellegrini back to being an attacking midfielder or an advanced playmaker, I think he'll do a job there for us as well. So we have got a good amount of squad depth now. As said before, though, the one thing I do necessarily... I think we need... I'm just going to change this back a minute. Bear with me. Just make sure that's the way around. The one thing I think we do lack is someone on the right-hand side. If I put Sancho over on this side, and let's say we put him as an inverted... an inside forward, you can see that Jadon Sancho is of a level that Julian Brandt is currently not. Julian Brandt has actually slipped down the pecking order a little bit. Torgan Hazard can come in there and fill in nicely. He could do a good job for us. But I think we do need someone on this side who is world-class. Maybe not necessarily full-on 5-star, but someone who is a little bit better. So, any funds we can currently raise, we have got a few players on the transfer list, we're going to try and generate some more money. I think the money has to go to someone who can play on that wing. Maybe both wings, but primarily, I'm thinking right wing is where we need someone. So, I'm hopefully going to do that while we do these friendlies, and fingers crossed I'll come back with a nice new shiny player. Fingers crossed. And I think we have that winger. I know I said world-class winger, but I was looking around and I thought, let's just get someone who we know is going to be better than who we currently have. And I think Rafinha might just be the guy. He can play on the right and the left. He's suited to being on the right as an inverted winger, but you can play over there if we need him to. He's got really good stats. And looking at his season last season for Leeds United, he played very well indeed. 7.36 average rating. 20 goal contributions over 36 games in the Premier League. He looked good. We've spent a lot of money on him, but I think he could be a top player. Looking at his scout report, everything looks good to me. He's learning German as well, so that'll be fine. He did say that he was good at big games. He's not anymore. He's also not consistent according to this, but I'm sure he'll be fine. I'm sure he'll be absolutely fine. The other player we were looking at was Marco Asensio. They were very, very similar players, but Marco Asensio just not quite as quick. Better technically, but not quite as good mentally. So I'm going to cancel that deal. And we're going to go with Rafinha. That is about all of the transfers that I wanted to make. There's one more transfer I might try and do, and I'm just thinking getting a loaned central midfielder in, perhaps. I'm just thinking just in case of cover, because technically we've only got 5 midfielders for 3 positions, which means we've only got 2 backup players for 3 positions. So I might try and loan someone in, I'm thinking, instead of a permanent deal. But worst case scenario, we have trained Marco Reus to play as a Mazzala a little bit. Julian Brandt can play there as well. So can Gio Reyna. So we have got options in the Mazzala position if we want to move someone to there. So I'm not too worried about that. But I know I said I was going to get us to the first game of the season, but I think I'm going to wrap this up here. A, because I can skip through this offline, and B, I do kind of need to stream. I'm already half an hour past the point I said I was going to stream today, so I kind of need to do that. So we're going to wrap the episode... I can't speak. We're going to wrap the episode up here. If you have enjoyed this video, please leave a like on it. Consider subscribing to the channel too for more Football Manager awesomeness. If you want to catch me over on Twitch, I'm on twitch.tv/StuboFM. If you want to find out when I'm going to be streaming live and when I'm going to be uploading videos to this channel, it's twitter.com/StuboFM. Follow me over on Twitter to keep up to date on when I'm going to be live on Twitch and also releasing videos on here. But until the next time, thank you very much, take care, and bye-bye for now.